Hello and welcome back to Blackwatch Intel. My name is Crashy, and today we're going to be talking about competitive ladder and climbing. So, while there are lots of videos, tips, and different things that you should be learning, how to go from, silver to gold, how to go from gold to diamond, all those types of videos that really do cover a lot of good information from various different creators, I feel like I have found about 3 objective truths to climbing in Overwatch, and today I wanted to share them with you. And this is not me telling you to go, queue up for competitive and to do these things. This is not me telling you this is the right way to play. And in fact, one of these points I'm going to tell you is absolutely not the right way to play. But this is something that I feel is objectively true based on the amount of hours I've put into the game and based on a solo queue-ish type perspective, based on just what I've observed and what's actually worked and what actually doesn't work from my perspective. So, point number 1, you should one trick. Now, why do I even bring up one tricking? Well, there's a couple of different things, and the reality is that the better you are at a hero, the better you can compete at doing whatever it is that role is. It doesn't matter what the hero is. It doesn't matter what role they are. The better you are at filling that role, regardless of what your team is, the more value you bring to your team. And there are scenarios where you're countered and it would be better for you to play something else. But the fact of the matter is, if you're the best at that hero, for whatever rank you're at, if you have played tons and tons of hours at that hero with advantages because of the team compositions, with disadvantages because of the team compositions, you will still be the best on that hero than you would if you swapped to something else. And this is just kind of a weird, kind of harsh truth about the scenario. For example, this is, again, very based on my experiences. I play a lot of Genji, and people would argue that I would do better, or that we would do better, if I jumped off of Genji and played a different DPS hero whenever there's a Winston. But to be honest, that's actually not true, and not because I'm a one-trick, because I'm really not. I play a lot of different things, but because I'm actually pretty good at fighting against Winston. I've gotten to a very comfortable place in the Genji-Winston matchup where I know abouts where I can retreat to. I know, where I need to get to find the win condition against Winston. I know how to pull Winston out of position based on him being hungry to kill me because I'm countered by him. And so, all in all, I actually think I do a lot better when I stay Genji and force a Winston pick out of them. It's almost like I'm countering them in the mind game of playing Overwatch. So when I say I think this is an objective truth, I think that if you're amazing at a hero for your rank, whatever that rank is, no matter what your skill level actually is, honestly, do that. And do that regardless of what your team comp is. And like I said, this is not 100% fact in terms of it will win you games. I'm not going to deal that as an absolute, but I am going to sit here and tell you, you will bring the most value from you as a player, and you're the only person you can control by playing your one trick or by playing your main regardless. Honestly, it's a really wrong way to play. I don't think it even should be acceptable in some ways, and maybe I'll have to talk about one tricking further, but it's actually true. So, number 2. You can win more games if you are not solo queue. Solo queue is the devil. Solo queue is effectively probably the worst way you could play. I actually don't know. Solo queue and like 6-person stacking up to queue for the competitive ladder is probably just as bad, because 6 queuing is actually just not even an option. Hell, I don't even know if 5 queuing is decent, but I think anywhere between like 2 to 4 man queues are probably the sweet spot. You have a lot of influence over the game. You can pretty much control the comp. You can coordinate, and ultimately, if you're gonna be good and win as a solo queue, you're gonna be good with some partners to pair up with. So, as weird as this is, because I know some people prefer solo queue, I myself just don't really have that many people to play with. I am pretty set in my ways. I'm stubborn in what I like to do. A lot of my friends are DPS mains, and I don't really like queuing with other DPS players. So, thus, I solo queue a lot, but I can tell you, whenever you duo queue, whenever you try queue, you're probably going to win a lot more games. I know people say, oh, you know, duo queue's the best. I honestly think try queue's the best. You pretty much can control the entire comp in the direction that the team fights in, the positioning are going, and it's pretty solid. And the third and final thing, the third and final objective truth, is that climbing on the competitive ladder takes a lot of time. Now, I think in a way, you have to find a way to completely stop caring about the outcome and just get really good at playing the game. And I don't even mean just being good at playing Overwatch specifically. I mean playing the mind game that is playing competitive. You pretty much have to turn into this like robot factory worker that just queues up for competitive mode and just plays. You do your thing, you play your hero, you know, put in a lot of hours, and you have to try to win as much as possible because it takes a lot of time to climb. It's something, this point is something I've been thinking about a lot lately. I look back at season 4 when I first broke my highest, which was 3,700, and I look at the hours I put in, and I honestly, now looking back, don't know how I sat down and played that much. Maybe the community wasn't as frustrating back then, and thus it wasn't as bad, or I was just resilient enough to sit down and play. But now I look at the game and I think about how many games consecutively I would have to play just to go positive, because a lot of my sessions end in me, you know, finishing off either a little bit lower than where I'm at when I started, or, you know, just about even, and I'm not actually making progress. So day in, day out, I'm playing the competitive ladder, and I'm not actually, you know, really going anywhere. And I think that's because a lot of my sessions end on me getting lost, so I just want to stop. And honestly, you pretty much should play until you have a positive win-loss record for the day. That's like really the only way to climb. You have to just keep playing, turn off your thoughts, and just grind a bunch of games. I mean, hours. I'm talking tens, hundreds of hours. It's a ridiculous amount of time to actually see a climb, because you're never gonna just finish a season and do your placements and be, you know, 1,000 points higher than you were. You're gonna always have to grind that up. It doesn't matter what season you're in, you have to put in the time. So those are my thoughts. I don't actually think this is a great video in the perspective of me giving you some amazing advice to go out there and really just enjoy the game and climb up the competitive ladder, because that's not actually the competitive system that I think we have. I think the system is a game. I think it's something that you have to kind of work your way through and be very emotionally resilient to grind hundreds of hours to actually climb it. But alas, I guess if I had to throw in a fourth point, because this is at least true in some light, regardless of how lucky or unlucky you are, you just have to get better at the game. So whether you're one-tricking, whether you're flexing, whether you're, you know, doing anything, no matter what the tip is, no matter what you're trying to do for the day, just try to improve. And hopefully you all have some success. So thanks for checking out this video. I do appreciate it. Please do not leave without leaving a like and subscribe for future content. I appreciate it again, and I'll see you for the next video.
Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake?